fucking soundboard because I can do that. I'm so joking. That's not really.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
No, I just text him right now, so I'm stealing your shit again.
Good.
Go ahead, dude. Go ahead. Here we go. Take the Wrestling Podcast coming to you October 21st, 2021. I'm your host, Ernest Egypt Christian, alongside Mike Bernier, Joe Lopez. Fellas, happy Crown Jewel Day.
Yeah, I miss when you used to do countdowns. You're like,
We ain't about that life anymore.
but you were like the Carson Daly of the show, and now you've just left us completely empty.
That guy, dude. This is not TRL, okay?
The Carson Daly of the show. More like the Optimus Prime that you couldn't fucking get a countdown with.
Yeah, Mike's right. That's right.
I was trying to be nice.
No,
don't do that on this show.
Compare me to Carson Daly is not a nice thing to say. Just saying.
I guess. I don't know. What's wrong with Carson Daly? Fuck you. What?
I like Carson Daly. Fuck you.
I will always defend Carson Daly.
Oh, happy Crown Jewel Day, the day where we didn't have a 1,738-man battle royal that lasted 7 hours.
Hey, we'll get in a second. We got a guest today. He's 1/5 of the 3 Count Thursday podcast. Friends there, as they're actually airing as we speak.
He literally chose us over them.
Not the Toolman, of course. Tim Taylor, what's up, buddy?
Thanks for the hall pass, boys. I'm glad to be away from. I'm glad to be out of school today and hanging out with you fellas.
I already got shit from the guys too because I while we were logging in, I logged into the Facebook stream as they're going live as we speak right now, and I got shit from of course Ryan and Matt and Jim like, go to your fucking room, go to your podcast, dude.
So my one real question here, because this is a safe space.
Yeah, for sure.
How does it feel to not have to listen to intern Mark talk about the Sea Stars and go on a 45-minute rant about something?
Hashtag blessed. Oh my God.
Wait, there's 4 other guys, right?
Yeah.
Jim, there's Mark,
Matt,
there's Ryan. Which one do I think is cute?
Matt.
Okay, and then there's Matt. So
he's got a weird
here, dude. What the?
I can't explain it. Okay, so wait. Since this is a safe space, we obviously have to play this game.
Yep.
Sure.
Let's Matt, tell him that.
Marry, kill. But you got 4 of them, so I guess kill 2 of them. Or marry 2 of them. That's up to you.
Marriage and killing are kind of the same thing. So
I can double tap one of the categories.
Yes.
Okay.
I think he's definitely killing Mark.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So the thing is that Mark is surprisingly connected.
Oh.
Like he gets season tickets to Hershey Park every year. I swear to God, he knows everyone in the park by name. He knows like their date of birth. He knows their favorite food. Like he knows everyone. And he's like ridiculously good at skee ball. And
yeah, no, this is marrying.
So I'm marrying intern Mark. Like,
hey, connections.
It's a loveless marriage. I'm in it for the purpose.
At least he admits that, right?
It's absolutely a loveless marriage. I'm probably fucking Ryan because because I don't know how long the sex would last, but he would be a fun activity buddy. I feel like we could go out and do so much like shit, and he gets along with my husband very well. Like Ryan and Mark, very copacetic.
He's a sausage guy too. He's a sausage
guy.
Yeah.
Now, do I double dip on kill, or do I double dip on
this shit? Seriously, don't tell you. I know what you do, bro.
The double homicide, or are you Mormon? Here's this decision.
Buddy, homicide showed up at Grand Slam. Why are we pulling double homicide? There's not 2 of him.
I'm gonna actually marry Matt as well. Because He's a nerd like me, so he's got a bunch of collectibles. He goes to Disney all the time. To be looped into that and be able to go on trips and do Disney and stuff, that'd be fun.
I couldn't marry an Eagles fan. Sorry, couldn't do it. Eagles, Notre Dame, can't do it.
I look past all that. I look past the flaws. Like,
that is how you build a relationship.
Like everyone is allowed one flaw, and his taste in sports teams is that flaw.
Well, that's a big flaw, though. That's a pretty fucking massive flaw.
Ernest, your wife gives you like 18 flaws and still looks past them. So, be nice.
So what does it matter?
I mean, I'm morbidly obese. Okay, we take the trade here. Like, it's what it is. Now, I don't. That means like I have to kill someone, and unfortunately, it's Big Jim.
Bye, Jim.
But it's mainly because his wife loves Walter. I can't stand Walter. And like he has like this. I don't know if I could ever be married to him because he has a drastic fear of bridges and tunnels.
Is he really?
Really?
And flying.
My God.
The flying I'll give you, but wow, bridges and tunnels.
Also, Jim, I know why. Another reason why Jim has a hard time pronouncing quarterbacks' names also too.
He has
whatever the hell his name is, or Trubisky or whatever the hell his name is, Trubisky or whatever the hell.
We get it, Jim. Shit, twice. It's enough.
Yeah, he's just he's a great dude, but like playing the game, I'm not gonna bone him. I'm not gonna marry him.
Are you saying James Big Jim Nies is not bonable? Wow.
There is a market for big gyms out there. I think there are websites in which he could register and be fairly active and successful in his pursuits.
It's not them bears.
Also, sports teams too can do it with him. Also, Cowboys fan and a fucking Notre Dame fan.
That's the opposite. He's a Cowboys fan. I can't do it.
So the lesson here is Big Jim, work on your connections because apparently, like, you need something.
Yeah.
The real question coming out of this is, what is the issue with Volter?
You mean Baby Huey?
Baby Huey.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, you're gonna have to do more than like slap people in the chest and like. You're a big, tall dude, and you made Pete Dunne and Dragunov look like King Kong and Godzilla. Like, you're 9 feet tall and you're 7,000 pounds. Like, you should eat them in for lunch. Instead, you got choked out by like a little spider monkey. Okay. How tough?
I will say his matches in progress are better than his stuff in NXT UK.
For sure. But, and also, I'm not here for this borderline, like, reinvention of the Nazi Party wrestling, like ring comp Imperium. That is very
there's a line.
Questionable. The ring is sacred. Okay.
Yeah. Yes,
sir.
This is 1985 NWA being booked by Dusty Rhodes. Their finisher would be the gas chamber. Like, let's just throw it out there. They would have no qualms.
They'd all have to have little baby mustaches, though.
Yes.
You mean the Michael Jordan ones?
Jordan.
Yeah, right. Not the other. Fuck that guy.
And I took offense to that.
Yeah. Fucking great, dude. Anyway, so the reason Tim is here because we're gonna do another episode.
We get to why Tim's here.
Oh, you want to do it?
One of the greatest things of all time. That is Bjork Lesnarson.
Oh, Bjork Lesnarson. Yeah.
Every time I see him now with that little fucking ponytail, I'm like, oh look, it's our favorite Viking.
Yeah, he's the guy who ate Brock Lesnar during quarantine.
Like I said, the reason we're here today, well, Tim's here today because we are doing yet another episode of Jeopardy. This time of the NXT kind. I don't expect to get anything right on this episode, so over-under.
Just like 3 episodes of NXT.
Called Vegas, and they said the over-under for me of actual correctness I'll get today is 0.5.
Nice.
So
You better be quick on buzzing in. Like, that's the key.
Yes.
Tim's I think Tim's gonna crush this one personally.
I hope so.
We've heard you're like the trivia expert.
Well, let's see. Tim has to come back and redeem 3 count because of Jim's horrible.
Oh, yeah. Jim really fucked up last time he was there. Oh my god, and he was drunk too. On top of that,
That's
It's amazing.
I
come
think
to my house drunk.
if he was sober, I think he'd have done better. But instead, he just showed the ass and went
It
full.
was like every question he got wrong, he took 3 more shots, and the game ended up being amazing.
Oh fuck! Oh.
So we have that. So we have that, of course. Then we're also gonna talk about Crown Jewel a little bit. I mean, did you watch Crown Jewel today, Tim?
I have done 2 podcasts about Crown Jewel. This will be number 3.
Right, in a span of fucking like 6 hours.
So 3 Count Thursday is not the only podcast I do. So I do a live recap podcast of every WWE, AEW, and NXT pay-per-view called Viewer's Choice.
Ooh.
So we talk about like what's must miss, what's must watch, MVP for the event. So literally I recorded like a 45-minute podcast right after Crown Jewel went off the air, outlining everything. So it is very fresh in my mind, and I would love to talk about it because I think it was tremendous.
Yes, it might have been the best pay-per-view of the year for WWE.
That's what I said.
So just saying.
I appreciate that it's viewer's choice, like the old pay-per-view thing, right? I'm just assuming that's what you're going for.
I gotta show you the logo. Yeah.
Okay.
That's exactly what it is.
So anyway, today's episode, Mike will be hosting, right? I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah,
Mike.
it's me.
Yes, that's you. So like I said, NXT Jeopardy on the board. So Crown Jewel, and then we have another pretty interesting topic that Joe came up with today, which we'll get to the tail in the show, and of course, wrestlers of the week.
Yes.
I'm gonna say I was a WD Mark this week, to the record, not mine.
Fair.
All right. So the contest, the categories for NXT Jeopardy are NXT OC, the original concept.
Okay.
NXT 1.0,
Mm-hmm.
NXT Takeover Trivia, titles, and NXT Takeover Brooklyn.
Ooh. Okay.
Tim is the guest, so we're going to give Tim control of the board.
Let's go with NXT Takeover NXT 2.0 for 100.
1.0?
I thought you put 2.0 on the list too.
No, 1.0 Takeover Trivia, titles, and No Sleep Till NXT Takeover Brooklyn.
Okay, we'll do titles for 100.
All right, titles. Jinder Mahal reached the finals of the NXT title tournament. Who did he lose to?
Tim.
Seth
Rollins.
That is correct.
I'm done.
The board is still yours, sir.
Titles too.
Finn Balor's first NXT title run started at this show.
Oh
shoot.
Is it Tim, right?
Yeah. Is it Takeover Respect?
Incorrect.
Joe, do you know this?
No, like I want to guess, but then I know I'm wrong.
The correct answer was a network special, Beast in the East.
That's right.
Oh, that's right.
He beat Kevin Owens in Japan.
Yep.
That's right.
Rock beat Kofi, I think, on that show.
Yes.
He beat the shit out of Kofi.
Tim, you still have the board.
Titles 3.
Keith Lee has the shortest recognized reign as NXT champion. He held the title for this many days.
Oh, fuck me.
What I will say is if you are within 5 days, I will give you credit for it because this is a very specific.
EJ. I'll check
Ernest.
Is it 65 days?
That is incorrect.
Fuck.
Tim.
Yes.
27 days.
That is also incorrect.
I'll take a guess. Wait, Joe.
Okay.
14 days.
He held the NXT title for 52 days.
I was considering whoa, shit.
Tim, you still have control of the board.
Titles 4.
DIY in the Revival had one of the best 2 out of 3 falls match at this NXT Takeover.
Oh shit!
It was for the NXT tag titles. Obviously, that's why it's in titles.
Right.
Yes, Tim.
That Takeover Toronto.
That is Takeover Toronto.
Ooh.
Damn, dude, you're so good.
Titles 5.
I like the way you said that. You're so good.
You caught that in. You took a little delay there, but you know.
This woman held the NXT title for 510 days.
Joe.
Yes,
Who is Asuka?
that is correct.
All right. Let's go OG NXT for 100.
All right, OG NXT. Daniel Bryan, Michael Tarver, and this man were the first people eliminated from season 1.
DJ,
Ernest.
Seth Rollins?
Incorrect.
Tim.
Yes, Tim.
Darren Young.
Incorrect.
Wow.
I know the answer.
I don't even remember who the hell else was in it.
We were looking for who is Skip Sheffield.
Really?
Ryback.
I just thought he made it
Ryback.
further. He doesn't know who Ryback is.
No, Ryback is. I don't skip Sheffield is.
Same guy.
Side note before we move on.
No, you know who Goldberg is. You don't know who Ryback is. It's fine.
Side note, there's supposedly a lost season that they were going to do before they changed the concept to what NXT is now.
Yeah, it's that Rollins is supposed to be on it.
It was like Big E,
Yeah.
Jinder Mahal, Xavier Woods. There was like 4 or 5 other ones. I don't know if Rollins was in there.
I think Rollins was,
But
yeah.
literally, I looked at that and I'm like, 2/3 of the New Day.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You still have control of the board, Joe.
Let's go OG NXT for 200.
This may be one of my favorite questions. Season 2 was won by Kaval, a.k.a. Loki. His pros were who?
Oh,
Tim.
Joe.
I'm going to give that one to Joe. I think he got it. It was close.
That's fine.
It was Lay Cool, wasn't it?
Correct. It was
Yes.
Man.
I love that. Oh, low key. What could have been? Let's go with 300 for OG NXT.
Daniel Bryan was a pro for this competitor in both season 4 and season 5.
Joe.
Yes, Joe.
Derek Bateman?
Okay,
Who is Derek Bateman?
Yeah. Joe knows his OG.
It's fucking. Wait, Ernest, do you know who that is?
No.
It's EC3.
Correct.
Yeah.
Do you know who that is? Dear God, he's like a deer in the headlights.
No.
Oh God.
You know what? Just pivot.
Self-control.
Oh, right, it's me. Let's go 400, same category.
Season 1 winner Wade Barrett defeated this man to win the IC title for the first time.
Shit.
Tim?
Big E.
Incorrect.
Oh, I was gonna say that too.
I know who lost to Big E. Or who beat Big E.
EJ
Ernest?
was Dolph Ziggler.
Also incorrect.
That was going to be my guess, so I got nothing.
The correct answer was Kofi Kingston.
Ah.
So
Wow.
follow up on that lost NXT season.
Uh-huh.
It was Seth Rollins, Big E, Kalisto, or it doesn't look Kalisto, but there's a luchador with a mask. Leo Kruger, Bo Dallas, and Damian Sandow.
Wow. That's
That
crazy.
No.
What would have been?
You still have the board there, bud.
Let's clear out the category.
Season 4's win from Johnny Curtis should have won him and his pro something. What was it?
Tim.
Correct.
A tag team title match?
Yeah, Tim got it right.
You know, Tim buzzed in and you said correct.
Correct. So I was going to get it right. Correct. Because I read the question wrong and I gave it away. And I was just going to let it go because I fucked that one all
Oh,
up.
did you?
Yeah, I said they won this. Like him and his pro won this. What
What
I wrote was for season 4's win, Johnny Curtis should have won this.
Okay.
I shouldn't have mentioned his pro because he gave it away. They were supposed to have a tag title match. But they never had.
They had to give it away to me in earnest.
But
For
they
the
never,
record.
they never had the tag title match because like a week and a half later, R-Truth turned heel.
Okay.
We had Little Jimmy all the time.
So now Tim has control.
So what's left is No Sleep Takeover Brooklyn, Takeover events.
Yep. And NXT 1.0.
Let's go NXT 1.0 for one.
Prior to taking over the main roster, this family destroyed NXT.
Joe.
Who's
the Wyatt family?
Correct.
Damn.
200, same category.
Neville and this man won the NXT tag titles first.
Oh,
I feel like I know who it is. I'm gonna take a guess. Joe.
Yes.
Is it Corey Graves? Who is Corey Graves?
Incorrect.
Damn.
Tim.
Yes, Tim.
Who is Oliver? Last name Oliver? Is Oliver his last name?
Oliver's his first name.
I'm okay if you give him that.
Give it to him. I'm okay with that. He got the name.
It's not. He never was.
The correct answer was Oliver Gray. He got hurt like the match after they won the tag titles. Corey Graves was his partner when they lost the titles.
Oh shit! It's like I knew he was involved in there somewhere.
Correct. No, that's what it was. Is so when Oliver Gray got hurt, they let Neville pick his partner. He picked Corey Graves, and they lost the titles.
Can we pour one out for the wrestling career of Sterling James Keenan just for a second?
Wow.
Don't act like you know who that is, Ernest.
I'm just trying to fit in where I can fit in.
All right. So
You can't sit with us.
1.03.
Sami Zayn put what on the line to get his title shot at our Evolution?
Tim.
Yes,
His career.
that's correct.
It couldn't have been his mask.
No, because that was the one where Pac didn't want to fight him because he didn't want to end his career. Sami ended up smacking him in the face, and then Kevin Owens turned on him.
Yeah.
By the way, Jim's coming on the show after he's done the 3 count. So
1.0 for 4.
The first ever Iron Women's match was won by this competitor.
Tim.
Yes,
Bailey.
that is correct.
damn.
Close it out.
This tag team should have done more on the main rosters, but injury and bad storyline did them in.
Joe.
Yes,
That was really vague, but who's American Alpha?
that is correct.
Wow.
What
Said,
over?
Wow.
What is every NXT tag team?
You can't say that about the Viking Raiders. They've actually had the titles.
Yeah, that's true.
No
Although
Street
they've
Profits and the Revival. Well, but like American Alpha did win the SmackDown
for
tag titles
for like 31 days.
Yeah.
And they broke them up because Jason Jordan needed to go be Kurt Angle's illegitimate son, and then he got hurt.
Yeah. On the bright side, oh my God, I almost called him Charlie Haas. That's not his name.
Chad Gable.
Chad Gable.
Please don't ever disrespect the name of Chad Gable like that ever.
On the bright side, Chad Gable is basically just doing American Alpha again on SmackDown. So
with a bigger guy as his partner.
Yeah, exactly. It all worked out.
All right, so we have Takeover Facts and No Sleep Till NXT Takeover Brooklyn.
All right. Well, being born and raised in Brooklyn, I guess I'm going there for 100.
All right.
So am I. Good job.
Who was Tyler Breeze's first opponent? Who was Tyler Breeze's opponent at NXT Takeover Brooklyn?
Joe.
Yes.
Who is Jushin Thunder Liger?
Mike's idol.
Liger-san.
Mike's idol.
Need more Liger. Okay, continue.
200.
Samoa Joe lost the NXT Championship to this man at NXT Takeover Brooklyn 2.
Tim.
I'm going to go with Joe.
Who is Shinsuke Nakamura?
That is correct.
Fuck.
Is that what you would have guessed, Ernest?
Nope.
Yeah, I was like,
Then you would have been negative 1,000. So why you?
I know.
Ernest would have been like, Oliver. It was that Oliver guy again?
I need my bike.
In his company.
All
Let's go with 300 in the same category.
At NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3.
How
Drew
many of these did they do? Jesus Christ.
There's 4. Drew McIntyre won the NXT title. He was jumped by this man after the match.
EJ.
Yes.
Who is Seth Rollins?
Incorrect.
Shit. Damn it.
Was that
Shut your ass.
Joe?
Yes,
Who was Adam Cole?
that is correct.
We were there.
No,
Is it really?
We weren't there. Okay.
We weren't there for that one.
No, is Adam Cole though?
It was Adam Cole because Fish and O'Reilly came out and distracted him. And that was Adam Cole's debut.
That was like, yeah.
Okay.
That's what I thought. Okay, 400, same category.
Speaking of Adam Cole,
Baby.
he lost the North American title at Brooklyn Takeover number 4 to this man.
EJ.
Yes.
Who is Johnny Gargano?
Who?
Johnny Gargano?
That's incorrect.
Joe. Who is Ricochet?
That is correct.
All right, this is like 3 times in a row that you're hearing him before me because he's sitting next to you and I'm on an internet delay. This is horse shit.
I'll make sure I
What's the scoring right now, by the way? I know where I'm at.
We have one topic left. We have 1.5 topics left. Chill out with this. What's the scores?
It's not you.
Definitely.
500.
Shayna Baszler's dominant run as NXT Women's Champion came to an end at Brooklyn Takeover.
Who is Rhea Ripley?
You're an idiot.
Was that wrong?
Tim.
Kairi
Sane.
That is correct.
But Ernest, you named someone who was there, so like props.
At least you tried.
You did it almost, not really.
Tried. No, not really.
All right, so the final category is Takeover Facts. Well, I guess we'll start with 100.
Yep.
The first match on NXT Takeover number 1 featured Camacho and this man.
Oh my God, I've seen this match. Joe.
Yes, Joe.
Who is the guy? He had the bunny and the people. Fuck, what was his name? What the fuck was his name?
5.
Adam Rose.
Correct.
What?
Adam Rose and the Thorn Bushes.
Adam Rose and one of Haiku's sons. Yes, I don't know why I know that, but I know that.
Why'd you figure that one out?
Hey, baby.
The NXT tag titles.
Wait, I didn't pick one.
Buddy, it's 200. We're just gonna run through these last.
All right,
5.
fine, 200.
The NXT tag titles changed hands at the first time for this takeover.
I don't know.
Oh, Tim.
Yes, Tim.
What's your name?
Fatal 4-Way.
I gotta verify that was the correct. Because I wrote down a different. It was Fatal 4-Way. I wrote NXT Takeover 2, but yeah, Fatal 4-Way was the name that they.
Yeah.
We'll go with it.
That is correct.
Yeah, Lucha Booties over Assumption.
Correct.
How am I doing tonight?
Awful. Aside from Florida, this city has hosted the most NXT takeovers.
Tim. Brooklyn.
Correct.
Damn it, I was gonna say that.
I was gonna say it too.
My birthplace, man. What the fuck?
Jackson, sit down.
Hi, Jack.
NXT brought back this match that was a WCW staple.
Tim.
Yes.
War Games.
This is the key where you hit War Games, Ernest.
I'm trying to get it. Hold on. Jesus, I have 2 soundboards going
Having
here.
performance anxiety. Leave him alone.
War games! War games! War games! War games!
Did you even take a blue chew, Ernest? Goddamn.
Not today.
All right, last question before Final Jeopardy. This team has been in every War Games match.
Tim.
Tim.
Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that too. Shit.
No, you weren't. Don't lie.
No, you weren't.
I really was gonna say it because I saw the last couple War Games with them, and I was like, I assume.
All right. Here are your point totals going into Final Jeopardy. Ernest, is that negative 2,100?
That sounds right.
See, there's a chance.
Joe is at 2,200. Tim is at 2,800.
Why don't I have this energy on like the weekly like quizzes?
Oh, I don't know. All right. So with this Final Jeopardy question, it's going to be similar to one where I mentioned earlier with the Keith Lee title run, where I'm going to give you guys a cushion of 10 days.
Okay.
The Final Jeopardy question is, Adam Cole
Baby.
has the longest singular title run with the NXT title, how long was his title run? This is by calendar days, not recognized by WWE with tape delays. And hit my music. All right, again, the question was, Adam Cole has the longest singular reign as NXT champion. How many days was it? I'm giving you guys a 10-day cushion above or beyond. If you get it correct on the nose, I will double whatever your wager is. So, Ernest, what is your wager?
I'm going to wager the upcoming Biden bucks next 2 months. So,
I don't know what that is. Just send me your number, buddy.
where's all my money I don't have? Whatever, 2,100.
See that Ernest is wagering 2,100 because that's what he's negative.
So you can literally go to zero with this.
I go deficit hell.
I'm going to wager 500.
Joe's going to wager 500. Tim?
You fool. I can wager zero and win.
Yeah.
But I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to let it ride. I'm making it true.
Going all in?
I'm all in.
Ooh.
All right. He's all in for the 2,800.
Can I just say, am I the only one that got really excited when Mike started this out with Adam Cole has the longest? And then there was like a nice pregnant pause. I didn't know where this was going, but I got very excited.
You were the only one that got excited.
Five down, no. 5 down, calm down.
All right.
It's
Ernest,
the short guys. We're
what is your
tripods.
guess?
I'm going to say 390 days.
Okay. Joe?
253 days.
I'm already closer than you are. There you go.
Tim?
I don't want to sound like I'm stealing EJ's answer, but I was also going to say 390 days. Do I have to pick something different?
No.
Okay.
The correct answer, 396 days.
Holy shit.
So Ernest gets to 0. Joe finishes with 1,700.
Positive.
And Tim is our big winner with 5,600.
Nicely done.
You can't tell me that the one answer I got right was the fucking Final Jeopardy answer? What the fuck's wrong?
Yeah, but you ended up at 0, so feel good about yourself. You're
Yeah,
at 0.
I feel great.
Ernest hasn't finished with negative numbers.
Might be the first time I've not finished negative numbs.
No,
too.
I think what the second one we did that he hosted, that was like SummerSlam.
Oh,
He finished
okay.
with like 400.
Oh, okay. I reviewed my Macho Man matches.
Pretty much, because that's you knew he was going to do all the questions.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, there we go.
Thinking. So, Jim, I got one answer right.
Surprised you got that many.
No, listen. It was a Final Jeopardy question.
We'll go a step further. That was a bad night for Vegas because the over-under was half. He smashed the over.
That's fantastic.
How about them Cowboys?
So wait, Jim, now that you're here, I think it's only fair. We started the show like this with Tim.
Don't tell me. Don't tell him. He'll listen to the playback tomorrow morning.
No, I'm not going to tell him what Tim's answers were. I think it's only fair that we get Jim's answers on this.
We should do a duet game.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
There are 4 other hosts on 3 count besides yourself. Kill, marry, fuck. The 4 of them. You can double up on whatever category you'd like.
Oh, Jesus.
And remember, Tim can actually hear your answers.
Jim, for the record, had nothing to do with this. This is all fucking short guy there. His idea.
Obviously.
I was gonna say, I don't think there's much surprise to that. Well, I would probably marry Ryan because Ryan and I are practically married already. I would probably have to kill intern Mark because I mean, if you've listened to our show for long enough, then I think that answer speaks for itself.
Oh, hi, Mark.
I'd throw a fellow fat man some love. So Tim, I'll throw you the F, my friend.
Well, what about Matt?
I mean, he's gonna be jerking off in the corner in a Dixie cup.
So, Joe, in this fantasy, you've got a chance.
There we go.
Oh, trust me, I've other times I've been on this show, I've heard Joe's infatuation with Matt. So I left Matt for Joe.
I just love the
Is Matt aware of this, by the way? Is Matt aware of this?
Oh,
probably not.
That I like.
Tomorrow.
I know now. I'll remember his name.
No, you won't.
I'll try.
You'll fail.
You don't remember the pretty one's name.
Buddy, I've known you for 10 years. You're not going to remember his name. Don't lie to me.
Fine.
Anyway.
Like, you're adorable, but you can't remember anything. It's you to Mike is like Ryan to me.
Right.
Half the time he's fucking high anyway. So
I mean,
That's
Ryan,
right.
but he just doesn't remember shit.
We can also break to you, Jim, that Tim is bringing home the hardware. He is the winner of the NXT trivia contest with a whopping total of 5,600 points.
wow.
Attaboy. Well done, Tim.
Yeah, he had exactly 5,600 points more than Ernest at the end of the game. It was impressive.
Yeah, that
I got
doesn't.
right. I think it was. I had
Ernest got right.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me too much. Ernest, you'll hear. I gave you a lot of hope when we were talking about Tim's guest appearance.
Well, let's ask Jim the question.
Go ahead, go for it.
The final Jeopardy question was: Adam Cole has the longest singular title run with the NXT title.
Okay.
How many days was it? Now, I gave them a cushion of 10 days because obviously it's retarded if you hit this right on the head.
You could probably give me a cushion of 100 days. That probably won't.
If I gave Joe a cushion of 100 days, he'd still be off by about 50.
Yeah, pretty much.
430.
396.
You got closer than I did.
Okay, so I wasn't too far off.
Tim and I had the same answer actually.
They both had 390, off by 6 days.
Oh shit. Okay. I wasn't too far off. Okay, I feel okay about that.
All right.
All right. Let's get started to a crown. It is Crown Jewel Day, right? So
It
It
is.
is.
Crown Jewel.
I don't know what time it is in Saudi Arabia.
I think 8 hours ahead of us. I believe 7-8 hours ahead of us because it started at noon. So I'm assuming
Yeah, like
What
7
time-
hours ahead and
Yeah.
3 decades behind.
Saudi shows get a lot of shit from people.
I heard they're still trying to get Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit over there.
Yeah.
It's 5:14 a.m. So they're 7 hours ahead.
I hope the plane's made out of there like last time.
I mean, we'll find out
I haven't
tomorrow
seen
night on
anything that
SmackDown.
it hasn't. So
I'll say this much. If it doesn't, there isn't much of an NXT roster to pick from
No.
anymore, so I don't think we're getting that invasion again.
So what's Braun Breaker doing on SmackDown?
Hell yeah, baby! Bring one to the fucking main roster. Anyway, great reviews of the show coming out in the last couple hours. So let's get to each match, and we'll just talk. I guess talk about. I don't know if we all saw the fucking show, but we can at least talk about like the direction of where we're gonna go in.
there's no way I saw any of it because I was working.
How was the first thing that I open up Twitter and see? 50 minutes ago from Sean Ross Sapp. For those wondering, the plane has left Saudi Arabia.
Wow,
That's great news. Great news.
That's creepy.
The bad news is Ric Flair was on the plane, so we're not.
I mean,
no
Sean
problem.
Ross Sapp also had a Fightful Select article today of why Charlotte Flair was going to be on the show. So we also know how reliable he is.
So
Right.
I wasn't aware there was a pre-show match. But 10 minutes 40 seconds, the Usos defeated the Hurt Business, the returning Hurt Business, Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin by pinfall. You guys saw this match at all? I didn't even see this match.
I only
It's
saw
fine.
Down
Let's
to
move on. Let's move on then. Fuck it. Get to the main show. 27 minutes 40 seconds. Edge, the trilogy. Edge defeats Seth Rollins by pinfall. This, and Jim and I would talk about this during we're texting each other in this match. This is definitely, in my opinion, match of the year candidate. This is probably, arguably, in my opinion, the best feud of the year. I want more of this shit. What a match, dude. What a match.
More of it. I think it's over after this one, but
like I said, and I think this goes to show you how great, in my opinion, the match was. I watched this thing on my cell phone, on my iPhone 11. I don't have one of the big ones. I can't do that. So just like the regular iPhone 11 in a mini screen. Like I didn't have it on my whole phone because I was at work at the time. So I'm like, all right, well, I can make it really small, have the sound all the way down, and so watch this.
It was a small cock, is what you're
saying. It was a small, yes, it was the small cock. And I tell you, but it delivered. It delivered for a small cock. So that was a 5-star match, or 5 rainbow flags on my scale. That was amazing in every way. I loved every second of it.
Joe, small cock. Tim.
While this could have seemed like a 2021 forced Edge classic, I feel like a lot of the matches that Edge has been having since he's returned, he's like, I'm making up for lost time. I was gone for 7 years, so every match has to be like, do everything and be great and whatever. That said, this is a tremendous Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
With two guys who've been in the cell multiple times. They know what to do in there. The recall of going back to things from the other 2 matches was there.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say you can't put anything down on this match.
Honestly, I kind of feel like these two have had the best trilogy of matches in 2021 out of probably anybody. Like I can't think of any other feud where it's specifically been kind of 3 matches. You know, I mean, that Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre 8-week run on Raw was great. But this is a lot better in a lot of ways. I mean, I will take this trilogy over almost anything else this year, honestly.
Jimbo.
This is now, you know, on our show, we do a top 5 at the end of every year. This is currently the 17th match I have on my list of matches to break down to 5 at the end of the year.
Nice.
It's 2 absolute pros, 2 of the best to ever do it. And 2 guys that, you know, 7 years ago or whatever it was when, you know, Rollins took a shot at Edge on the mic when Edge wasn't an active competitor. We always kind of hoped we'd get here. And they've delivered every single time. Like, do I think there's more there's more that you can get out of this, but I think you don't get it. If we get it at all, we don't get it right now. For now, this story is done as it should be when you have a Hell in a Cell match to this quality. But if at some point in the future you find a way to revisit it, there's nothing wrong with revisiting it as well. But I'm curious to see what's next for Rollins. I'm curious to see what's next for Edge. You know, both being a part of Monday Night Raw.
Both on Raw.
Michael?
I loved the match. I thought it was a great match. I think everything clicked in this match very well. The subtlety of Edge with the crossface with the wrench and then stopping to do the curb stomp and all that. It's just the subtle things in this match worked very well. Obviously, it's a match that's going to be up there on the match of the year candidate, and if not, then you don't know what the fuck you're grading on, obviously. I'm surprised that, you know, the AEW mark here, Ernest didn't mention the great trilogy between Malachi Black and the first mixed race father of all time, Cody Rhodes. So we're getting the third match Saturday from Orlando.
Are we really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I have a great nickname to give you for the first mixed race dad of all time.
Okay.
In certain circles that I run in, he is referred to as the 3-star general. Meaning the best you're ever going to get out of Cody Rhodes. 3 stars.
And I feel like that's pretty valid.
Or 3 rainbow flags, depending on what your scale is.
That's good.
That was great. That was great. Anyway, 10 minutes even. Mansoor is now the new Undertaker of Saudi shows as he defeats Mustafa Ali by pinfall. 2-0.
All is right in the world. Mansoor won that match. Nothing else matters.
I missed the match. I was actually in a little of a date.
Wait, the Saudi Arabia kid won a match in Saudi Arabia? Wait, color me surprised, Batman.
Right.
Money can buy happiness.
Hey.
I'm surprised he didn't win the Saudi Arabia title that Braun Strowman won like 7 years ago that he never defended.
Ah.
They're letting it slow burn. It's fine.
What, they lit the title on fire?
Yes.
Definitely a slow cook.
We've heard of the big gold belt. That's the big green belt.
Yes.
Exactly.
But no, Mansoor is great. I've loved all the stuff that they've been doing with him and Ali, and I loved his promo on Monday. And yeah, I mean, if you're gonna pay WWE $15 million per hour for this show, it's probably gonna get the hometown kid to get a victory.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this.
Oh, sorry.
Speaking of this match, Ali saying that he's donating his check from the show to a charity was pretty cool.
Oh, that was cool. But who was the karate guy? Okay, again, I watched this thing in a small screen on my TV with no sound on. Who the fuck was the karate kid? Why was WMAC Masters happening after that match was over? I was confused.
Well, first off, Karate Kid is Ralph Macchio. First off, so let's slow down. Okay.
So they were promoting Cobra Kai season 4. Got it.
Okay. Yeah, that too.
But why did Ernest the Cat Miller's son show up after the match? I just need answers.
I have no idea. I missed. Go ahead, Tim.
So, his name is Tariq Hamidi. He was the silver medalist in the Tokyo Olympic Games for karate. He is from Saudi Arabia.
Oh shit, that's kind of cool, actually.
He lost the gold medal match because he accidentally knocked out his opponent.
Oh, that's right. I was actually watching that. Okay. But like, and this was really awful because like he starts coming out and I'm like, is this really the most like one of the most insensitive? Like, this is not going to go over what? Because I'm like, are they mocking like
right
Saudi Arabia in Saudi Arabia when like the prince and the king and whoever else is like part of the Saudi? I'm like, you know, last time you almost didn't make it off the runway. This is a bold play, but then it made sense when they announced who it was. I was like, oh.
Not gonna lie, he came out. I thought he was part of the old 1990s kids' toy karate fighters.
Yes,
right.
For Jerry Lawler, just in the back, like.
Right, like it really was. I was like, oh my god, they're actually doing this. But then it made sense, so it worked out. It worked out.
You know what? They almost got that city burned to the ground the last time they were there, and they didn't get out without anyone being murdered. They're pushing how much can we get away with?
I'm just envisioning the prince like reaching for his bag of rocks, just like, do we gotta start stoning bitches? Wait, what's going on?
Anyway, 8 minutes 40 seconds. The Raw Tag Team Champions RK Bro, Randy Orton, Riddle retained, defeating AJ Styles and almost by pinfall.
I'm gonna say it. This match was fucking awesome. I really enjoyed the hell out of this. I forgot that Almost was there half the time, and I think that's why I enjoyed the hell out of this. Because honestly, Matt Riddle, AJ Styles, and Randy Orton are 3 of the fucking best as far as I'm concerned, and they performed like it. Like those sequences with Matt Riddle and AJ Styles in the ring with each other were fantastic. So if you kind of just pretend that Almost wasn't there, it's pretty good match, honestly.
Hey, so let's just forget that the biggest guy in the entire match was there.
Yeah, just
Savio Vega time.
Fun.
This is there. Savio Vega time.
Yeah, exactly.
Just saying. Tim?
It could be Savio Vega because Savio Vega was like 5'7". You can't Savio Vega, a guy could be playing center in the NBA right now.
True.
There aren't just randomly like 600 people that are like, hey, what's up, man? How tall are you? 7'9"? You want to go play basketball for the fucking eat? Like,
well,
you can put all do it, but I don't think you could do it on a random show where he was obviously 2.5 feet taller than anybody in the crowd because there isn't a single soul in Saudi Arabia that's over like 5'7".
Yeah, I would literally not have to get on my knees to fillet that man.
Wow.
Well,
I'm just putting that out there. Like, I'm 5'4". Like,
I'm a sausage guy.
Thanks, Ryan. By the way, speaking of NBA, Mike, welcome back. Tim, your thoughts on this match?
This could have been on a Monday night, and I wouldn't have known any different. It's typical fare. The coolest thing was Matt Riddle came out on a camel.
Yeah.
But the WWE in traditional WWE fashion gave away the fact that he was on a camel, because the 2 matches prior, they set up this shot of what I like to call the 3 wise men shot. Because in the first 2 matches, they had this camera right next to 3 dudes holding camels for no reason.
He's not
I mean, I thought they were just trying to do, like, remember like when AEW did like Bash at the Beach and they had like the 2 bikini chicks on like the lifeguard chairs?
By the way, I was at that show.
You at the show.
I thought like WWE was just like spoofing that, but with camels. So like I didn't think it was foreshadowing Riddle riding a camel, but yeah, the best moment to me of this match, I didn't get to see a lot of it. This was over my lunch hour, which ironically is the moments that I didn't.
Hour lunch.
But half hour. But I didn't see much of it. But Riddle rode a camel, so good for him.
Yeah, the camel's in my top 3 wrestlers this week, just for the record.
All right, does not surprise me whatsoever.
No.
All right, we have the finale of the Queen's Crown tournament in 5 minutes 55 seconds, which actually is the longest women's match of this tournament. Believe that. Zelina Vega defeats Doudrop by pinfall to win the Queen's Crown. I didn't hate this match, actually, to be honest with you. I thought it was actually pretty solid.
I kind of didn't pay much attention to it. I just kind of zoned out. They weren't that interesting to me. I don't know. I wanted to care so much more about this tournament, but then it ended up with Zelina Vega and Doudrop, and I don't know. I'm just not like
right.
I like them, but I don't know. I felt like there could have been more there.
Well, here's the thing: when you look at the bracket for this, it wasn't very deep.
No, it wasn't. But that's my point. Like, I feel like they could have made it deeper.
Yeah, they could have had Shayna Baszler win until Shayna Baszler was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to fucking Saudi Arabia. Go fuck yourself."
Well, obviously the roster is like definitely the B and C list of the roster. That's to be clear. There was no.
Right. But the thing is, if you're gonna do this, it needs to lead to something. Like, it needs to be like, okay, Vega now gets a title shot, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
Like you just were like, oh, now she gets to wear a crown around and go, I'm the queen.
Right.
So this is going to lead to a Charlotte Flair versus Zelina Vega feud, like it was Bret Hart versus Jerry the King Lawler from the '90s, where it was
right.
No, I'm the real king, and now she's the real queen, and now we're gonna have a queen off.
I can get behind that.
Judged by RuPaul.
Ooh. Yes, I can really get behind that.
You're welcome.
Big Jim, any thoughts on this one? I guess more thing else too. Also, the Zelina, another maybe a push coming, a nice push. I don't know.
That's what I hope comes out of this.
You know what this was? Somebody said this on the internet. Not to interrupt you. And once I read this on the internet, I even cringed at this one. Funny, WWE is making up for canceling her match on 9/11, where her father passed away,
right,
by having her win the tournament ran by the government that killed her father.
Oh,
Jesus!
I was like, I cringed reading that. I was just like,
yo,
I'm like, oh my god.
Did Nick say that on Facebook?
Probably. Here's the thing. I wish they would have given all the matches. Now, the Shayna matches getting short timed, I'm fine with, because she's a world killer. The other matches, I wish they had been given more time. I'm fine with the finals of this being Doudrop and Zelina. I mean, the biggest problem in your women's division is lack of depth, and that's WWE's own fault.
Mm-hmm.
So my hope out of this is that Doudrop continues to get the push she's been getting. Zelina, this actually turns into something. I hope the Queen's Crown tournament does not end up being the next women's tag team titles.
Right.
Tim.
So that's my hope.
Okay. Tim.
It's going to be interesting to see her show up on Monday with the crown. I mean, there's a lot of questions right now with the women's titles in general, because the titles are switched. Raw's on SmackDown, SmackDown's on Raw. Who's to say what's exactly going to happen? I hope that they don't do a New Day, Street Profits. Oh, here's your title.
Yeah.
How lame.
I would love if the titles just remain switched. Like for whatever reason, the red belt's on SmackDown. Because that's the antithesis of the last round. Everybody was mad when they did the swap, so just don't do it now.
That's true. Anyway, we got limited 25 seconds here. No holds bars. Falls count anywhere match. Oldberg defeats Bobby Lashley by pinfall.
I actually watched this match about 20 minutes before we started recording while Mike was finishing doing questions for trivia. I'm going to say it. This might be one of the top 10 best Goldberg matches of all time. I don't know that that's actually an impressive stat, but it feels like it might be one of the top 10 best Goldberg matches of all time. Like it's a solid 3.5 rainbow flags. Like we cut it off at like the purple.
I call it Bobby too.
So
Bobby. Thank you.
That's a huge earlier. Friend of the show, Craig, called me and he was like, before the show today, I was going to text you and ask you what the over-under was on amount of times it looked like Goldberg was going to kill Bobby Lashley at some point in this match with a move. Craig set the over-under at 6.5. And I told him, I said, you'd be surprised it was actually slightly under 6.5.
Yeah.
But he could have killed him 3 times with that spear off the fucking stage.
Yes.
Yeah. That was a fucking crazy spot.
The fact that 96-year-old Goldberg with his 138-year-old hips and knees hit that spear made him look just almost as impressive as Betty White and the Golden Girls.
I mean, I'm just going to put out there as a rule in wrestling, too. If you're wrestling a match against someone who has a spear in their arsenal, just don't exit the ring because there's a 105% chance you're going to get speared through the guardrail. It's just likely to happen. So maybe just don't do it.
Tim?
I also thought this was a really solid Goldberg match too.
Right.
And I hate to give credit where credit's due. Like it's probably the best match that he's had in WWE since his match with Ziggler.
Yeah.
And that match went like 4 minutes.
The SummerSlam match 2 years ago?
That was at SummerSlam 18 or 19.
19.
Was that Toronto? Is that Toronto?
There, because I watched that.
That was 2019. Then.
That was 19. Right.
Yeah.
Like
when I came back to watch wrestling, so same year.
Yeah, that was the year. That was the year we did the Big Four.
Yeah.
Yep. And but for a match in which Goldberg said that he was going to kill Bobby Lashley, there were like no weapons. There was no guns.
That's about right, I think. Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure they had guns at the show. Like I'm pretty sure there was some sort of weapon of deadly force in God somewhere.
He tried to get Prince Najee's rocks, but the guards stopped him.
Gotcha.
Damn.
But yeah, kudos to Bobby Lashley. Man, he made Goldberg look like $1 million trillion bazillion dollars.
The only bad part about how great Bobby made him look is we're going to get 3 more Saudi Arabia shows with Bill Goldberg in a meaningful match.
I'm pretty sure Goldberg is Prince Alibaba's fucking favorite wrestler. So, like, as long as Goldberg can be wheeled onto a plane and wheeled out to the ring, he's probably going to be on every one of these shows.
He sends a list of Vince before every show. Wrestlers I want in this order: Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Goldberg.
Yokozuna.
Yes.
Is it
on the list somewhere?
Is it just kind of weird that at the Saudi Arabia shows, the one guy who's like mainly featured for all of these is a Jew in his 50s?
So true.
And they cheer him.
That's a great dude. That's a great point.
Biggest babyface in the history of babyfaces. A 50-year-old Jew in Saudi Arabia.
To steal a line from one of my personal favorite movies, The Birdcage. You know what they say, where there's sand.
What I'll say about this, and it's something I said last week when we predicted the show, I said it again tonight on 3 Count, is if Lashley's title reign had to be sacrificed so that Bill Goldberg didn't become WWE champion again, then Bobby Lashley is a better man than I am. And I stick by it. I had no doubt. I had no doubts that Lashley was going to lose this match.
Yep.
But it took so much of the sting out of it because it wasn't for the title.
Yep. Like, you can appreciate the fact that it was kind of a good story overall and a good feud, and Bobby Lashley was in a major role, and you can appreciate all that because Goldberg's not the champion right now.
Exactly.
Just saying. MVP is Bobby. Rest of the week. Anyway, next match here. We have the finals of the King of the Ring tournament. 9 minutes 40 seconds. I believe Joe called this before we even started. Xavier Woods defeats Finn Balor to win the King of the Ring tournament. Didn't you pick Xavier to win this whole thing before this whole thing even started?
I think I picked Jinder Mahal. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Was it you?
I picked Woods.
Oh, it was
For
Michael.
once, I did not have Woods.
Wow. Wow. So it was
Michael. Keep setting him up. Can you figure it the fuck out already? You just keep giving him.
Listen, Mike.
Michael.
It's been 2 years. I give up. It is what it is at this point.
Figure it the fuck out.
It's 2 years. I give up. It is what it is.
Cover my face.
Again, I was on a date, so I can't really watch this match in detail. I was in and out of this match. What I did.
You were on a date?
My
Does your wife know?
wife and I, yeah, our date day. The kids were at school. We had 2 hours for ourselves, so we went out
Can go inside.
to pizza and stuff. Now, for the record, we did have the show on our cell phone, watching it at the same time. But we're in
I'll take a shot in the mouth.
match though. Tim, your thoughts on the King of the Ring tournament and Xavier Woods?
The New Day will go down as the greatest stable in WWE history.
Yes.
Collectively and individually, there's
Yes.
nothing that the team hasn't done. I'm so glad Xavier Woods gets his King of the Ring. He's only wanted it his entire life.
Kang.
And like, the fun he'll bring to being king is going to be bar none. Like, I can't wait. My favorite thing was when he first took the throne. He says, "This is for Breeze." And immediately I'm like, even like the New Day, but specifically Xavier, has rewritten the formula on success.
Yeah.
To where like everyone feels that success and being at the top is a 1-seat arena. And Xavier and the New Day is like, hold on a second. And they throw the rope ladder down and they're pulling their brothers up every time. And like, they are always like, Big E's success is Kofi's success, and Kofi's success is Xavier's success, and Xavier's success is E's success. And they're breaking down toxic masculinity and showing what brotherhood is in 2021. They couldn't have picked a better person for this.
Yeah.
Xavier Woods is the man.
I gotta ask though, Finn Balor, I mean, has he, other than NXT, has he won an actual match like of significance since the title in 2016? So it's been 5 years though. So I'm saying
he was
Intercontinental on this recent like return
years ago, right?
To like SmackDown and
Yeah,
stuff.
but
I mean, he got to the end of the tournament, so obviously he won a couple of matches along the way. He didn't like fucking Randy Savage's way there at WrestleMania 4.
There
like,
also haven't been a lot of title changes. Plus, he's only been back on the main roster for what?
2 months, if that.
Because he spent quite a minute down back in NXT.
About a year and a half. Yeah.
Back to the real story here, and that is Xavier Woods. As someone during COVID quarantining and all that, every Wednesday was the day that I hopped on the YouTube, went over to that Up Down Down channel and watched him and Cesaro and Breeze and Cole play.
Audie.
We actually wore Adam Cole and the Bebe shirts to WrestleMania Night 1. We made sure we bought those. I have the ticket stubs that you can get them to sign in my wallet still. I was hoping to run into Adam Cole when we were at Dynamite to try to get him to sign it. But unfortunately, we did not. And to be honest with you, when Cole showed up, like, a little piece of me died. Because, like, I knew that Uno was no more. And the thing was, I got to see those guys take an hour to 2 hours of their busy schedules and be humans and enjoy the camaraderie with their friends, playing a game on a computer and listening to them yell at the fact that Adam Cole's internet connection in his house was god awful, and them coming up with alter egos.
Right.
And the one alter ego that Woods had was the Kang. And, you know,
okay.
we got the crown, so now we can now rule him as the Kang. And I love the fact that Woods is the king of the ring. I love the fact that he's been pushing for this. They made the right decision.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun to see him as the champion. Also, on Twitter, he wore a shirt for the picture with Zelina Vega that is homage to Ready to Rumble with Jimmy the King on it. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
I will rule you.
He also wore a Golden Girls t-shirt prior to the match.
Yes. He had the Golden Girls sleeping pants on too.
Stay golden, yeah.
So I didn't see the match, so I can't comment on the match itself. But I just gotta say, and Tim, I apologize for this because I know you got the Toolman thing behind you. Y'all remember the episode of Home Improvement when they were out at dinner on a date and Tim really wanted to listen to like the game and he had the thing in his ear and then they were like, "That's all I'm thinking." Ernest, he was apparently on his date, but still watching this match on his phone. Like, I'm just envisioning that entire scenario playing out. And if you die tonight, we understand why Lauren kills you. So it's okay.
So, Tim?
For me, I mean, the match was fine. I think Balor would have been a fine king if Xavier wasn't the guy on the other side of the ring from him.
Yeah.
I tweeted out this morning. I'm usually very forgiving with WWE and booking decisions that don't make a lot of sense. But if Xavier isn't 2021 King of the Ring, a huge mistake has been made. They didn't screw it up. So good job.
Good job.
It's gonna be a fun King of the Ring reign.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, WWE Championship match, 13 minutes, 25 seconds. Big E retains, defeats Drew McIntyre by pinfall. This was a good match. I enjoyed this.
Big meaty men slapping meat.
That's right, Jim.
Big meaty man slapping meat.
So you guys are saying I should go watch this one because I haven't watched it. Like, would you all recommend it?
Yeah.
For you especially, but yes, I would recommend it. No, I mean it is two pros who are at peak of their game right now, firing on all cylinders. In a wrestling world where a lot of times, now not on this show, but a lot of time world title matches, and we've even seen it in this company over the last few years of being smaller guys. This was two big guys absolutely out there killing it. Two of the best doing it. I love that they didn't go back to Drew because it wouldn't have made any sense. Right. And New Day's on top of the world right now. Yeah, I loved it. Great stuff here.
Tim?
Nice.
For sure. I love this new fire that's in Big E. I love, like, we've seen Big E in the WWE since WrestleMania 29. Mm-hmm. So we're on 8 years now for Big E. And even at the height of him before, we're seeing a different side of Big E now that we had not seen. And he has saved it for this run. Yeah. The finish is absolutely impressive.
Yeah.
Like, the best big ending that they've ever done. Aside from, like, the one where he caught a Uso out of midair.
Yes.
Like, this one's right there.
Like, I think my favorite part about this Big E is, like, he can be silly. He can have fun. But when it's time to flip that switch, that's a bad man. Like,
yes.
And that is just such a great part. Because I think, like, a year ago, I think it was probably about a year ago, I think Big E could be in the main event at WrestleMania this year.
Oh, yeah.
And people thought I was crazy. Like, that feud with Sheamus, I was like, they're doing something's happening here with Big E. And, like, some people, I think, had the thought, like, he's well, he's just kind of too silly. I'm like, wait until that switch gets flipped. And man, it has been great. And it didn't happen at this WrestleMania, but the run he's on right now, incredible.
Yeah, that was the feud that actually sold me on Biggie being the top guy, honestly.
Michael, what's interesting about it is at first when they brought him up to the main roster way back in the day, like Tim was saying, back at like Mania 29, when he was kind of the heater for Dolph Ziggler and part of that whole little group, they tried the whole serious thing with him first. And yeah, he's got the look, he's got the size, he's impressive, he can wrestle. But just being serious, like there's not a lot of character that comes out. I think he needed all of these years. He needed all of this personality to come out so that now you're behind him because of how much personality he has, how much fun he can be. And then, like you said, when the flip needs to switch, when the serious needs to come out, it can come out. And it's believable. And it's intimidating. And you buy the whole thing. And then he's fun again afterwards. That's the kind of character that is a well-rounded, major, amazing character. Like, he is definitely one of my favorite people to watch in wrestling right now, period, honestly.
Without question. Without question. Your go.
Michael? Hold on.
That was about a 4 on the...
No. That just caused my stomach to cramp, though.
Ooh.
Jim, was that you, Mike?
All right. So what I thought of the match was it was a really good match. Short, sweet, to the point. Both guys got a lot of offense in. Both hit some big moves. Doesn't take anything away from Drew, but now it's time for Drew to hit the reset on SmackDown.
Yeah.
I'm very interested to see if he goes right into the title picture with Roman or if he's someone that kind of does something a little bit different. I wouldn't be surprised if eventually he gets to Roman, but with them leading into Survivor Series,
right?
I don't necessarily know that we're going to need Roman really trying to defend against anyone.
No,
because you're obviously going to get the Raw versus SmackDown match.
If you do like the 5-on-5 Raw versus SmackDown, Drew as like an anchor on Team SmackDown makes a whole lot of sense.
Could you envision it being like Drew and the New Day
on SmackDown side? I could totally see that.
Yeah,
and 2 other faces versus like the heels from Raw.
I could totally see that. Or even if you mix around, they like to do like
I would have faces. Yeah. Here, let's do this one. Drew, the Usos, and the New Day.
That's exactly what I was just thinking.
Versus like the Street Profits, the Viking, Minnesota Viking Experience Raiders.
Yes.
Thank you, Jim.
And Damian Priest.
I do think that I told James earlier that I can see Drew being Universal Champion in the next 6-12 months.
12 months, maybe 6 months is too soon.
Right, I'm saying that in that range, whatever they do, depending on.
I very well see that after what happened in the main event, that's going to be one of your WrestleMania main events.
Yeah.
That obviously has to have the title involved. So
yeah.
I don't think that you're getting Drew in a world title match at WrestleMania, which,
It's okay.
It sucked that him winning the title happened in a pandemic where the fans couldn't give him that moment that he deserved. But, we'll get there eventually. But right now it's probably good for him to go be 1B on SmackDown or 1C and let him feud with a couple people. And maybe he gets into a title match with like Nakamura.
Well, I was gonna say, which title does SmackDown have? The IC or the US?
I believe they
have and rebuild that thing for the 40th.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like Drew being IC champion for a nice little run, it's similar to like when Cena was US champion for a little bit.
The only way that I'll go about him becoming the secondary title winner is if he puts that fucking title in the trash can and brings back whatever old title variant he can find. Because that Intercontinental title is awful.
Yeah.
It's god awful.
Alrighty.
If any of you guys are Seinfeld fans, if you're not on Facebook right now following the Seinfeld wrestling memes group that like suddenly came to life this past Monday, it's the greatest thing of all time. Because it really is just random ass memes that have to do with pro wrestling, but are just Seinfeld jokes. Like it's fucking it's a picture of Medusa throwing the women's title in the trash on Nitro, and the quote is from like Elaine being like, "I don't like this thing, and here's what I'm doing with it." Like it's shit like that. You got to go follow it.
All right, here we go.
I really am.
Yeah. Are there several fans on this call?
I mean, I'm fine with it. I was never a huge Seinfeld consumer, but I don't dislike it.
Tim, you?
I'm a late bloomer to the Seinfeld game.
Never to it. Now it's on Netflix.
Yep. Pretty penny for that one too. Anyway, 19 minutes 25 seconds for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship triple threat match. Becky Lynch retains, defeating both Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks by pinfall. She pinned, of course, Sasha. The match was kind of underwhelming in my opinion. I like how they finished it the way they did it though. The ending was fine. Keep Bianca strong. Becky's the heel, holding the rope with the pinfall, all that. But the match felt a little underwhelming. I don't know because they're wearing the t-shirts or whatever. I don't know what it is, but it was a good match. But given the caliber of these three, it just didn't have the extra oomph that I was looking for.
How are you trying to explain a women's match not getting out of third gear because they had to wear t-shirts?
Yeah, you text that to us. I saw that.
But they didn't look comfortable. The only thing the difference between what they do is the t-shirts. I'm just thinking.
None of them looked comfortable. They're in fucking Saudi Arabia. Last time they were there, they weren't allowed to leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
They literally had some snakes on the motherfucking plane the last time they were in Saudi Arabia. And you thought that they were going to look comfortable? And you're trying to blame a match not getting out of third gear on a t-shirt.
But it showed.
It's probably that there was somebody in a sniper's nest with a gun on them, and if something came off their body, they were going to get shot. I wouldn't have been comfortable either.
She's showing ankle. She's showing ankle. Shoot.
I gotta say, if I was from Zelina and Doudrop, these three, I just didn't. You're right.
On scene.
Third gear. You're right. The third gear thing was actually it was a good match. It was a solid match, but
I'm surprised they let Double D wrestle in Saudi Arabia.
Exactly. The fact that the first 5 minutes was hard to get through.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was like, hey, we're gonna run this cool little angle where we're gonna knock somebody off the ring, and it's gonna be the wrestle, and they're not gonna be off the ring, and they're gonna wrestle, and they're not gonna be that part was cool. And then it got going, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, roll for the win.
I feel like
what are we doing?
Like I said, I haven't seen this match yet, so I'm not gonna comment on this specific match. But I feel like the thing about three-way matches, and this is true since the days of ECW, they're either really great or really horrible. Like either the story works or the story really doesn't work. That's the way three-way matches go.
Not just three-way matches. Anything
involving three people. I will agree with that as well.
Good setup, Mike. Good job, Mike.
I will agree with that.
No. He set it up. I finished.
Yeah, I had a four-way once. That was more fun.
Okay. Tim.
Come in my face.
And that's the thing about things that involve in threes. It's like as long as you finish, it's all that matters. There's so much cum. No, I personally was not a huge fan of the match, but I can appreciate it for what it was. I can't take away that it was a good triple threat. It just wasn't for me.
Fair.
And just because it wasn't for me doesn't make it bad. It just makes it not for me. I am historically not a Sasha Banks guy.
Really?
Ever since she left NXT, Sasha has either thought she was the hottest thing in the world or she's got boo-boo face.
Hey, Tim.
And there's no in between.
He's pretty hot though.
Tim, did you know that that Eddie Guerrero was her favorite wrestler though?
I thought Eddie Guerrero was her dad.
I mean, basically one and the same.
Wait, Snoop Dogg is Eddie Guerrero's brother?
No, that's also his daddy.
Oh.
My two dads.
Good old Rhodes.
Allegedly.
Poppy. It's his Poppy.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I thought it was fine. I thought this would have been a really interesting way to get the title onto Sasha.
Yeah.
Even though I don't like Sasha. Get the belt off of Becky who's going to Raw.
Yep.
And then you put the title on SmackDown without having this weird transference of people. And then Charlotte has to do something. Like, you could easily do Charlotte versus Sasha tonight or tomorrow on SmackDown, and the loser's title goes to Raw. Like, instead, we're going to do something that's tired and boring and blah. But that's the problem. Like, you were talking about triple threat matches. Like, the problem with triple threat matches is they follow a specific formula.
Yes.
Like, it is always 2 people in, 1 person out.
Yep.
Because you can't do, there's not many things you can do that involve all 3 people. And so that's the problem. Not a big fan. It's hard to do them well, but when you do it well, like, it's remarkable.
No, it's true. Because, I mean, not everyone can do DP, and that's really the only time you can have all 3 involved at once.
WrestleMania this year was the best one I've ever seen.
There's way too much come here.
Yeah, WrestleMania, this past WrestleMania was the best one I've ever seen, though, with Daniel Bryan and Roman and Edge. Fantastic. That was done right.
A lot of people give praise to Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and He Who Shall Not Be Named from WrestleMania 20.
Yeah.
And I think that is the most overrated match in the history of matches.
That's CB.
Overrated because of who won, right?
No, it's overrated because the match is overrated.
Wait, but we exist in the same universe as Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels Iron Man match. You think that one's more overrated than the Iron Man match?
No, you want to fight? You want to fight, Joe?
Yeah.
Don't get him started.
I'll fight you.
I don't think there's many people saying that the Iron Man match is one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time.
Fair.
Like they say that WrestleMania 20
You're right.
event.
I will say though that saying that it's overrated is actually a thing though. I hear it a lot actually. The Iron Man match is an overrated match. That's a thing apparently.
Good, because then eventually it'll be rated appropriately as a middle of the road main event.
The reason I love that Iron Man match.
We know why you love it, buddy.
It was at the perfect time for me, just because that was what 96.
96.
I'm like 11 years old. It's still kind of real, but I can still I can really start to appreciate wrestling for wrestling.
Yeah.
How did 11-year-old little Jim have an attention span long enough to go 63 minutes with Shawn and Bret, and Bret loses in overtime?
It's Bret Hart, man. It's that simple. It is that simple.
Excellent execution, man. I can't tell you.
Where I stand on the whole triple threat thing, I'm good on the WrestleMania 21. It was mediocre at best. It wasn't even the best match on that show.
The Angle and Eddie was.
The Angle Eddie match was by far the better match.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Not even close. This match, it'll be also remembered for the PhD of the EST of the MMA of the onomatopoeia, trying to do everything with her hair. I get it. You have really cool hair, but you don't have to touch it every time you do something, Bianca. We get it. You're the hair extension queen of East LA, Compton, Orange County. But we need you to chill out with the hair stuff for a week.
I wonder if part of that though is when you're in front of a crowd that you're in front of once a year, and for the first time in 2 years, you're really playing the favorites.
Right.
You're overemphasizing the hits.
Yeah. You're doing Piano Man.
In her case, this is the first time
I didn't see the match. I was actually on a meeting that I couldn't really watch this match.
Yeah,
but I'm fine with Becky winning. I'm happier that Bianca didn't eat the fall.
Right, me too.
If there's any way in hell Bianca was going to lose the fall, no matter who walked out with the title.
Let me ask you guys this real quick. Do you consider Bianca and Becky going on Raw? They're both on Raw now. As the next week.
What else do you do? It's not like there's a deep roster of women on Raw to have other matches or feuds with. So you got to have something that's a highlight.
Yeah, you have a highlight. Let the new Queen of the Ring,
Zelina,
go after the title for a little while.
Yeah, make it mean something.
But which title?
She's on Raw. Let her go after the Raw.
She's on Raw now.
That's on SmackDown.
No, buddy. Tomorrow they'll
they're gonna just awkward look what I found, and they're just gonna
Oh, you know what you do? You know what you do? This would be fun. Let them both be on SmackDown till Survivor Series. Fatal 4-way. The 2 champions and a member of each roster.
I like that. It's really cool. It's why it won't happen.
Shit.
Exactly. That's my point. I came up with something sitting here on the fly. It's a great idea. It won't happen.
For free, Vince. For free.
Turns me on.
Anyway, and finally, the main event of the evening. 12 minutes, 20 seconds. Universal Championship on the line. Roman Reigns retains, defeats Brock Lesnar by pinfall. Did we all pick Brock's match there, all 3 of us?
No.
For the record, the porno that I shot a couple of weeks ago looked exactly like that.
Just elbow. Yeah.
He was invited to come.
Thanks, Ryan.
It's big. It's enormous.
I like the ending, though. The ending was cool.
Why am I coming?
A lot of meat on the bone. With Brock, with Heyman throwing the belt in there, with both guys out, referees out, throws the belt in the middle. Who's he trying to help? Who knows? Usos come out there at a spot. I thought it was cool. And he's going to be in the bone.
Well, I think it's obvious who he was trying to help, and it wasn't the guy that walked out with the title. And that's the best part about it.
His facial expression at the end was kind of like,
Shit.
I fucked up.
Like, man, that didn't fucking work, did it? No.
Wait, was it his facial expression was, oh shit, that check didn't clear? Ah, damn, I got you next week, Tommy.
Yeah, it like this story has been great. This may be my favorite Brock Lesnar that
Really?
we've ever had, or it's right up there with Money in the Bank Brock.
York Lesnar said.
My son can't stand the ponytails. Like, dude, I was rooting for Brock. Like, I hate the ponytail though. Like, dude,
I
really?
just like that they actually, like, even though he's still Brock, he looks different. Like, for sure, the other week when I saw him just shredding meat in a fucking like cold fucking walk-in fridge, I'm like, oh, so he's gonna cut that off before he comes back. Nope, certainly didn't.
Nope.
He's a fucking lumberjack. Like when he's out on Raw. I fucking love it. He's like my favorite Brock. I loved Heyman in this. Heyman played his part so perfectly. Yeah, plenty of meat on the bone. I think they're going to have a confrontation tomorrow or tonight or however we're calling it on SmackDown this week. But then I think Brock probably goes away for a little while, and that's fine. And we're going to get this at Rumble, or we're going to get this at Mania, probably at Mania, and we're all going to be better for it.
He did say that he was going to show up tomorrow on SmackDown. And
yeah, he said he's going to assault Roman or murder Roman.
He's going to do that, and he's going to get suspended, and then he'll show up at Rumble, win the Rumble. Yeah. And
perfect.
If they wrestle at WrestleMania this year, is this the 3rd time or the 4th time that they wrestled at WrestleMania?
4th?
And is that a record?
The same opponent?
Yeah.
I would think so.
Triple H and Undertaker did it 3 times.
Yeah, I think it would be a record.
That would be a record. That's crazy.
Undertaker,
I'm not even mad about it.
Undertaker and Kane did it twice.
Right.
Rock and Austin did it
3 times.
3 times.
Yeah, I think 4 would be the record.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's amazing.
So I'll talk about the story, or let me get to that point first. The Uwa man is the best in the whole world. The way the reason this match worked so well for me is because I also paid attention to Paul Heyman's promo earlier in the night.
Yes.
In which he pulled that old Survivor Series 02 trick. It's like, I'm going to walk to the ring with the reigning defending undisputed Universal Champion Roman Reigns, and I'm walking out with the reigning defending undisputed Universal Champion, and never said a name.
Oh, shoot.
Never said a name, which calls back to Survivor Series 02, where
Big Show. Right.
And he turns and he joins the Big Show.
Yep.
I think Paul got outsmarted. I think that Roman told the Usos to come out, knowing the belt spot was going to happen. And like Paul probably gave both of them the call, hey, we're doing a title thing. We're doing I'm throwing in the middle. You know what to do. Brock thinks, oh, I'm going to grab the title. I'm going to hit Roman. I'm going to win. Roman's like, I'm going to grab the title. The Usos are going to come out. They're going to super kick Brock. I'm going to take the belt. I'm going to hit Brock and I'm going to win. And the wise man gets outsmarted. And that's where we are. So tomorrow's going to be very interesting. Now, the reason why I was in shock is apparently Alec Baldwin shot a guy today and killed them on a movie set.
Wait, what?
Yeah. It was a stunt gone wrong, I guess, on movie set. Yeah.
The sheriff's department has confirmed Alec Baldwin pulled the trigger. 42-year-old director of photography Helena Hudgens tragically died from her injuries, and director Joel Souza is currently in the hospital undergoing his treatments. Alec Baldwin was filming a scene for a movie that required someone to fire a gun loaded with blanks, but when the gun discharged, either shrapnel or a bullet hit 2 people on set, one of whom had to be airlifted to the hospital. That person died.
Oh my God!
Lawsuits coming. Lawsuits.
The movie is a film called Rust. So,
I mean, you know what this means? In about 4 years, Sting's new gimmick is going to be whatever character Alec Baldwin is in this movie. So,
be Chris Jericho's character?
Yes.
I'm going to talk very slow, and I'm going to carry a cattle gun, and I'm going to... Yeah.
You disrespectful, stupid idiot.
Roman Reigns is the best. But Roman Reigns is the best.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can't, as good as anything is in wrestling today, I would take, if you have the top 10 angles in wrestling right now, you could give 10 through 2 to AEW, but Roman Reigns is number 1.
He's
I agree.
So fucking good.
Yep. No question.
Joe, your thoughts?
No, I didn't watch the match. Yeah. I mean, I can't wait to watch it. This is definitely one that I'm going to go out of my way. Probably watch it when I get home tonight. Because I do agree about all of that. I love everything with Roman Reigns. I think the best thing to come out of the global pandemic was Roman Reigns finally got to turn heel. And we all got to discover which one of your friends are anti-vax because they were all hiding about it for a while.
And there's a second good thing that came out of it.
What?
Danhausen.
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Very true.
All right.
Don't pretend like you know who that is, Ernest.
I know. Your thoughts?
Michael?
Very evil, very nice. you mean at the match? My bad. Sorry. I thought we were talking about Danhausen. I thought it was a good match. I thought it got what it needed to get done. I think Tim is absolutely right that the storyline is going to be the smart guy got outsmarted by the champion. Obviously, I think that this was going to lead to Paul realigning with Bjork Lesnarson. And I think that's the route that it's eventually going to lead to whenever Roman eventually loses the title, which I think will be at WrestleMania to everybody's favorite Minnesota Viking.
Do you keep Paul Heyman with Roman for a while and still string it along?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Without question.
But I think it's, you start, because, Lesnar's been dropping hints that Heyman's working with him this whole time. So there's points.
Whole job. I love it.
There's points along the way where, Roman sends Paul on an errand and he's working behind the scenes away from Paul. So you start to slowly see that whole thing start to shift, but Paul is completely unaware. And at some point, Paul's going to figure it out. And
right.
So, I mean, it's so good. There's so much that can be done with this. And I can't wait to see what's next.
Paul already knows that he fucked up. He's just going to try to cover it like he did with the ECW paychecks.
Right.
So true. All right. Before we get to the next topic, Joe, what do you love this week?
I love the fact that we're an hour and 45 minutes into this, and I was hoping to be done sooner than 2 hours. Let's see. Real quick. Cody Rhodes, your TV show, it's about to be over. Will it come back for a second season? We don't know. Will you have another mixed race baby? We certainly hope so. Cody Rhodes, you are saving society, and I love that for you.
I only watched the pilot. That's it.
I've actually watched all 5 episodes.
I have watched every episode, and it is as bad as advertised.
It's a car crash, but it's one where you can't look away. You're just like,
oh yeah, it's fucking awful. Like it's bad reality TV. I mean, it's almost like Chrisley level bad reality TV. It's awful, but man, I can't wait for the season finale.
All right, Joe, let's get to your topic.
All right, so my topic was born today as I was going for a run on a treadmill this morning. 804 mile. I'm proud of that. Anyway, okay. I was listening to what show came out today? The Jim Ross podcast. I was listening to a new episode of that while I was on the treadmill. They were talking about WWE 2001, the whole Alliance WWE angle. They were talking about some of the wrestlers that were around then, and they were talking about Rhino. And it got me thinking about how Rhino is one of those guys who probably should have been a bigger star than he ever ended up being. And my question to you guys is quite simply, and it doesn't have to be your top 3, it could just be any 3 that you can kind of think of. But what 3 wrestlers do you think should have been bigger stars than they ended up being? From any era, any time, could even be current people that haven't quite gotten there yet. What 3 wrestlers do you think should have been or could be bigger stars than where they're at now?
First name that I'm bringing to the table in my list.
Uh-huh.
The Fat Chick Thriller, Mike Awesome.
To be fair, Mike Awesome was a top guy in Japan, and he was a top guy in ECW.
Correct, but once he came over to WWE, like
with WCW,
when he was the fucking that 70s guy and the Fat Chick Thriller, and like he was the hardcore fucking champion, fucking Bush League guy in WCW or WWE. Like Mike Awesome had the look, had the in-ring ability. Had the fucking charisma to be a guy that could have been a star and a main eventer in either company. And instead, we get 97-year-old geriatric fuck Hulk Hogan threatening to sue Vince Russo because, he wanted Jeff Jarrett to lay down.
Right. I feel like that's a solid answer, honestly.
I can only come up with 2 guys, to be honest with you. I don't know why.
Scott.
Grab my head. One is Lex Luger, actually. I feel like they've been bigger than he was. I mean, he had a top guy look. I mean, he tried in WWE at one point and put the fucking kibosh on pretty quickly.
Fucked that one up. He should have won the title.
I agree. I'm saying that he had everything in that era to be the top guy.
I mean, he was heavyweight champion in WCW more than once.
Yeah, but you don't remember it.
Really. Hit the pinnacle like as hard as you can hit it.
He was also involved in the major storyline that fucking got WCW back on track. He was in the ring the night that the New World Order formed.
Yeah.
I mean, he was involved in a lot of main
He beat Hogan for the title in the middle of that storyline. Like
he was involved in a lot of
No, I agree. But it doesn't stand out as much though.
That's because you're a WWF fan and not a WCW fan.
No, I was 96, 97, 98. I was definitely around that time. Because wherever Hogan goes, I go. So
But see, I was a WCW fan before that, and like Luger, before he jumped to WWF, multiple time champion in WCW, had a massive heel run. Some of the best work Lex Luger ever did was like in 91 and 92.
Like that's like saying Sting never really made it because he was never WWE champion. Like what?
Sting stood out, dude. Sting always stood out no matter what. Even before I started watching WWE.
He literally here's the point. Here's Ernest. Like
listen, my point though. Listen, my point, Joe, is that I knew who Lex Luger was even 91. I wasn't watching WCW really, but he never stood out. Sting always stood out even before I knew I watched Sting on fucking TV.
But you're talking about someone who was a champion multiple times, was a multiple-time tag team champion, was the U.S. champion a bunch of times, comes over, puts himself as the narcissist,
with
fucking Bobby Heenan as his
fast away.
Then proceeds to become I'm a Real American because the Real American decided to go fucking do Thunder in Paradise. And then Vince McMahon decides that, hey, I'm going to change my mind, not put the WWE title on him because some fans in Providence, Rhode Island didn't cheer him enough when he came out with the title for a Superstars taping. And then now he runs back to WCW, is involved in the New World Order stuff, is involved heavily in that storyline until fucking WCW closes. I mean, I don't know how much more you could ask from a guy's career to basically be involved in every main storyline for fucking.
But would you ever consider him a top guy? Like a top guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, look, here, I'll give you someone. I'll give you one of my guys, and then maybe this will illustrate it to you better, okay?
Can I borrow it, your guy?
This guy did actually get to be a world champion at some point, but it didn't matter for the title that he won and stuff. And this is Ken Shamrock. Because I think that Ken Shamrock is someone who should have been, he had all of the elements to be a major world champion in WWE, especially in WWF in 1999, 98, 99, when they passed that belt around like it was Sunny in 1994. Like, he could have won that belt for 5 minutes and like that would have made him. But that never happened. And that was during the whole reality thing. And like, you know, he was a real fighter. So that should have been a thing. He ended up being NWA World Champion in 2002 in TNA. But let's be honest, did the NWA title actually matter in 2002 in TNA? Not for shit. So, like, Ken Shamrock is that guy who, like, I think illustrates the question that I'm asking.
I thought of another one, actually.
He's going to fucking say Bret Hart. Watch.
No, hell no. That was it's a pissed off Jim, probably. Yeah, no. Ricky Steamboat.
Okay, like that's that. I mean, he was NWA World Champion when it actually was a title that mattered.
Here's the thing,
I'm still going to follow you on this one.
Here's the thing, though. He's most known for what? Well, two things, with the Flair rivalry, of course, but also Mania 3 and Savage.
Falling going home because he wasn't happy.
Right. He wins. He beats Savage in Mania 3, but who gets the biggest bump out of that match? Savage does.
Yeah.
So Steamboat Clark decided to leave.
It would have been Steamboat if he decided to actually keep working rather than taking his ball and going home.
No, of course, but I'm saying, and to me, like he could have been a tippy top guy, in my opinion, at any point. But big, but not big enough.
I agree with you on that. All I'm saying is, for me to believe that he could have been a top flight guy, like he had to have stayed the course. And Ricky was always someone that the minute the water got rocky, he was ready to go somewhere else.
Right. My third guy was Shane Douglas. Oh.
I could actually see that one to people that didn't watch ECW. On a regular basis.
Yeah, I feel being ECW World Champion is not the pinnacle. Like, it's just not, you know? I mean, I love ECW.
Some it is, but for...
Right.
But I knew who he was. I figured, this guy could probably make some noise here. Especially in that era, too. And it was really just, like, 3-4 guys? It was Shawn. It was Diesel. Who else was around the 95? Really, that's the big guy. Razor Ramon. That's it. So there was room to make a splash, and he never really did. So
yeah.
So
my second one that I was going to bring to the table here, and this guy I feel is more injury related on why he never got to that next level. And he's a guy that I thought would have been a good WWE champion, maybe not a great one.
Ahmed Johnson?
No, we actually talked about him a little bit during the NXT trivia. That is one Wade Barrett.
It's an interesting one. I was never a big fan of his.
See, I loved what he was doing whenever he finally got away from having Nexus involved in every one of his matches.
Okay.
And the core, the 7 R's. When he was Bad News Barrett and the bullhammer elbow and the things he was doing there, that was fun. I was thinking that they were going to strap the rocket ship to him.
Okay.
And he was going to be a guy that was going to be a world champion for them. Because A, he's a foreigner. B, he can cut a promo fairly decently, and his in-ring work was above average. I'm not going to say he was going out there putting out 5-star matches like Daniel Bryan every week, but he was a lot more serviceable than some of the other guys they had in the world title picture at the time on both shows. So, obviously Barrett getting hurt, I think, is what derailed that completely off the rails.
Okay.
And it sucks because I think he's a guy that could have been a fun, even if he was a transitional guy.
Yeah.
Title for 20 or 30 days here or there to just get the title from one face to another.
Yeah,
he's that Dolph Ziggler where it's we need a guy to go win the title, hold it for 20 days, and then lose to whoever's coming back.
Right.
I think that he could have fit that role very easily, and I think he could have been a fun champion.
That's
All
that
right.
one.
Do you
One
want to
of
go?
mine is Matt Morgan.
Oh God,
I can see that.
the blueprint.
I actually was a fan.
At least, I mean, he did kind of, have a decent career and impact, but like, man, you go back to Tough Enough, and then like when you realize he was back in the business and he like lost like the weight of a human being, and then was like, I'm like, man, how does this guy not end up back in WWE? I feel like he was like Vince McMahon's fucking wet dream, like literally just.
It turns me on.
Like, I mean, really.
Like to be fair, right? Like having a successful run in Impact is like becoming the manager at your Subway. Like, yeah, it's great, you're successful, but how much does it really matter? So yeah, no, I'm with you. Actually, he had the look. He was decent in the ring. Like, there's definitely guys who are a lot less good in the ring who have been a lot more successful than Matt Morgan.
Sure.
Remember the Broncos of 3-0?
Tim, you have any?
The same. Sorry. 3-4.
You got anybody for us, Tim?
Do you have any more? Oh, okay.
I got a couple.
I'll let Tim throw a couple out.
Okay.
So he was mentioned recently in this season of Dark Side of the Ring, but you can call him Champagne. You can call him Mortis. Nobody better than Chris Kanyon.
Oh, that's a good
Like
one.
that.
That's a good one. That's an
I
excellent.
stand by. Mortis could have been an Undertaker level character for WCW if they did it right.
Do you want to hear a ridiculous statistic or
Yes.
a ridiculous fact?
Always.
You can picture Mortis, right?
Yes.
He has never had an action figure.
Really?
Like, that is the most toyetic looking son of a bitch I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, for
Not
real.
single toy of him.
Wow.
Banana sandwich.
That is crazy.
Yes. So
Any more, Tim?
yeah, of course. So Chris Kanyon, my current one today is Cesaro.
Yeah, I was thinking him too.
That 100%.
Why Cesaro isn't on like his 7,000th day as champion of the world and the
For real.
history of it is beyond me. The man can do anything. He can do everything. He's super talented. He can wrestle big guys. He can wrestle small guys. He can do everything. And it's a shame that he only got his title, his feud with Roman Reigns because he re-signed his contract, and that was his little boost of like, hey, congratulations, you re-signed. Here's a program with Roman and make Roman look really good, and you just do nothing.
Yep.
That match.
He's been on TV since then.
I will say that Mania Backlash match they had was pretty fucking good though.
Oh, it was, yeah. But even more so, why it's like shit. Like where is his run? That
It's my
never.
best potential match of the year.
But lastly, and I feel like this is a guy who he never had a run as being a top guy, but he was also never in a promotion where he could have been the top guy. But if he had been in a big promotion, mainly if he had been in WWE, he would have been a top guy, and that is the Monster Abyss.
Yeah.
If Abyss had gotten signed anywhere in like 05, 06, 07, the Undertaker was working all of these monsters.
Yep.
And he would have finally, like, Abyss would have worked the Undertaker, and the Undertaker would have had another big man like Kane who could move, who could work, and Abyss was just so good.
Yeah. That's a good one.
That's my three. Kanyon, Cesaro, Abyss.
My other two. Owen Hart will always be on this list for me.
I feel like that's fair. Yeah.
Like, despite that he was featured in some things, like that guy should have been WWF champion multiple times.
At least they missed it 94. 94 during that feud with Brett. He should have won the title at some point.
Probably should have won that cage match. Let's be totally honest.
Yep.
And my other one is JEFF JARRETT. Haha. That Jeff Jarrett in the WWF at that time. How does that not become WWF champion? series.
Which one? Wait, the one in 95 or the one in 97, 98? Which one?
No, he's saying the one in 95. He's saying the
95
original
with the
one, Jeff
fucking
Jarrett.
light up hat and the fucking strut and
I
the
could agree with that one. 1998, though, definitely he reaches where you need to be.
Yeah.
But like I said, that Jarrett at that time, because 98 Jarrett, when the business was changing and all of that, but like again, like I feel like it's a McMahon and Pritchard wet dream. That Jeff Jarrett, like, how does that not get a title run?
Yo, for real.
I agree with that one. Anybody else?
My last one, and I guess we can again chalk this one up to the injury. We talked about them, the tag team of Chad Gable and Jason Jordan.
Oh yeah.
Like they like I get it. I get it. WWE hates tag teams. Like that's just a foregone conclusion. But what they were doing in NXT with the Revival.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was top notch. Like, if they would have stayed in NXT and then done matches with like DIY and and stuff like that, like I feel like that would have been an even bigger thing. But yeah, so I'm mad that like it sucks that Jordan got hurt, but it also they them up. So it's just one of those things where it's like I think that I would have felt that American Alpha would have been bigger had things gone better.
So. My last one. I got my last one because I already threw out two. And this guy had, I feel like, all of the pieces. He had everything except for the love and support of Randy Orton, and that is Mr. Kennedy. Because I feel like Kennedy.
I thought you were going to say Ted DiBiase Jr.
I mean him too. But I feel like Ken Kennedy. Is that a cat? What the fuck?
That's a cat. Yeah.
Because you know what Ted DiBiase Jr. does, right?
Robs money from
from
churches. Yes.
No, he steals money from.
It runs out of price.
So, but Ken Anderson, I feel like was one of those guys. He was never fantastic in the ring. He was kind of like one of those guys like Cody Rhodes. Like you were never gonna get more than a 3-star match out of him. Totally fair, but he had the character. He had the promo ability. He could be great in a feud, great in a story. Everything WWE basically looks for in a talent is what Ken Anderson had, and it just never happened. And I think. Honestly, at the end of the day, his biggest fuck up was when they were going to make him Vince McMahon's son, and then they got annoyed that it like got spoiled on the internet, and they just went with Hornswoggle. Like, that was the end of Ken Anderson's career. That moment, you just knew he was never going any higher than where he was at, honestly.
The best thing that Ken Anderson was involved in after that?
Aces and Eights.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Because when you're with the Aces and Eights, you never walk alone.
That's right.
But when you're with Batista, you do walk alone.
Walk through miles inside this pit.
I have one more. I know
another song that
you sing. I close. Mike, every time you sing, I always do that.
I have one more, and I know the number was 3.
That's okay. We'll give it to you. Ernest had like 1.
Ernest had 2.
Right. Well, this one's gonna make up.
No. 3. At 3.
So I'm gonna steal one of his, because I'm not counting that first one.
Right.
He is a top guy, but even as a top guy, there could have been more for him, and that is Scott Hall.
Dude,
oh yeah,
100%.
That might be the best one of tonight's selections, honestly.
Yeah, I give you that. He's another one of those where it's like, how did he not end up being WWF champion in like 1994?
And with a space to do that.
Yeah.
Right. Why wasn't he WWF champion as Razor? Why wasn't he WCW champion in the NWO?
Like everybody else was.
But that was different. It was too crowded there. I get, but the WWE part, I mean.
I feel like you could make a list right now of like the greatest non-world champions of all time, and it's like we've mentioned 2 out of the 3 names that I think would be in like the top 3.
Yeah. We just left out Mansoor.
Mike, fuck a list. Let's do a fucking tournament.
Buddy,
let's do this.
I nominate Mansoor.
All right, so we'll have to come up with that off air because that we
okay, that's fine. Anyway, it's time.
Hold on. When we do that tournament, we have to get these 2 guys involved in the brackets. Like we have to have a 5-man panel because every time this happens, we have a 3-man panel. Like last week, where you guys fucked FTR. By the way, you just fucked them. All right.
I fuck him. He fucked him. I didn't fuck him.
MJF and Wardlow would be a fun.
I fucked him.
You definitely fucked him, Joe.
MJF and Wardlow would be a great AEW US Tag Team title winners. let's kick FTR out and put the fucking Wardlow MJF tag team in the finals.
Did you see MJF come out and be like, "Yo, I'm not gonna say shit about WWE because I might work there one day"?
Yes.
Is that not the best? It's both the best heel thing to say and also probably true. Like, you can't even blame the guy.
All right, guys, time for rest of the week.
Yep.
Rest of the week. Should the guest go first?
Sure.
All right, Tim, bring your 3.
Oh, well.
Yeah, we just steal this segment from you guys. It's fine.
Yeah.
I've already got the 3. So at
Exactly.
Don't worry, I'm gonna cash in Money in the Bank. Just you wait.
Don't worry, I can't wait. Tell me when you're gonna do it, so I don't have to watch wrestling that week. That'd be great.
So what I told Joe what I want to do, and because I don't know how many of your guys listen to the show, I want to cash in, but dive bomb on the show and cash in live. I want to tell you, but I want to flip into the show and literally be like, oh hey guys, I'm here to make Tim's picks because I'm cashing your Money in the Bank.
So what we'll do is, because I know with StreamYard, I think you can only have 5 people on?
No, I can have up to 10.
Okay. I don't know if we have a template for 6 though.
We don't.
If
I can drop the overlay for Mike's run in.
Because what you could do is you could play it as though you pulled the video feed from me. I drop off the call. You jump in as me, make the picks. I'm watching. You jump off, and then I come back on. What heck happened?
Yeah, because I can just pop I can pop you out of the feed, and then throw him in.
We'll figure that.
None of the other guys. Yeah, this is a safe space because I guarantee none of the other guys.
Fucking safe space.
All right, cool. So we'll figure that out the week that I decide to cash in.
I suggested
it's not a safe space for you, chocolate titties.
I suggested he do it the week
don't tempt me.
George
Don't
Stephanopoulos was on W. Rod Funches, that guy.
He's like, you should cash Ron Funches your number 1 wrestler of the week.
No.
And your number 3 should be whatever 5-man team won a match on Dark that week.
Was it my turn?
No. I still haven't even made mine.
I'll say yeah. We were discussing things for 3 count.
So, my number 3, he beat up Murder Grandpa on YouTube, Bryan Danielson.
Yes.
Number 2, he is now All Elite, Lee Moriarty.
Right.
Number 1, they were luchadors who won the AAA tag titles, FTR.
I like it.
Jim.
All right, I'll give my 3. Same as on 3 count. Number 3 is Bianca Belair. I thought she had a fantastic showing last week on SmackDown. My number 2, Bryan Danielson, for his fantastic showings. One on YouTube, one on an actual TV show, and what's that?
We're both sort of there.
Yeah.
There were edibles involved. I can't tell you a lot about what happened that night.
And my number 1, FTR, new AAA tag team champions.
So what I've taken away from this is that their period does not include today.
Their period not Crown Jewel.
Wednesday. Yeah, no,
we go Thursday or Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was so high that night that legit I was like, "Yo, those luchadors look like FTR." That was
when the one came out and was dancing. I was like, "Why the fuck is Christopher Daniels on my screen?" And then I told myself, "I'm not looking at a screen. I'm looking at them in real life."
Yes.
I'll go mine real quick. I'll do mine real quick. As the AW mark, it's all WWE here for me. Number 3 is Edge. And I honestly was wanted to put both Edge and Seth, but since Edge won the actual match, I'll give him the credit, obviously.
In the past, Ernest has put both, and I told him to go fuck himself and never do it again.
So I like talking about that. So. Number 2, the Queen, the new Queen, Zelina Vega. And number 1, Terry Woods. Hell of a guy. Deserves it.
You want to go?
Yeah, sure. What's my list?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
all right.
Joe, you are so fucking high maintenance, I swear. Worse than my wife.
It's a hate crime if you insult me. All right, so number 3 is Roman Reigns, because honestly, you retain the title over Brock Lesnar in a country where you could die at any given time. I think you deserve to be number 3 on my list.
Bjork Lesnar.
I apologize.
Please get it right.
My number 2 is for winning the Hell in a Cell match and the best feud of the year, as far as I'm concerned, is Edge. And my number 1 for winning the G1 and saving us all from having to see Okada's the one who won it. Wow. Okada Ibushi win it for a 4th year in a row. That is Kazuchika Okada, who is a hot man and deserves everything good coming to him. Win that title, man.
His priorities.
He can reign all over me anytime.
Okay. Thank you, Joe. Mike, please say this.
All right. So before I give you my list, I'm going to give you the honorable mention that I want to put on here because I want this to be so much more than what I think it's going to end up being, and that is Katsuyori Shibata, who made his return in a 5-minute grappling match with Zack Sabre Jr. at the G1 final. And he's made it publicly known. I sent Joe the text of the tweet that says, the next time I step foot in this ring, I will be in my wrestling gear, which means that we're getting a full-fledged return from Shibata, and I am here for it. So give me all of the Katsuyori Shibata matches. Let's go.
Excited.
Yeah.
Who is he?
Shibata, not just the best bread.
I was going to say, isn't that a roll? Or
Ernest, what I'm going to do is you're going to come over one day with Joe. You're going to leave the kids with your wife. We're going to put the match on that Shibata gets hurt in, which is arguably one of the hardest hitting matches in New Japan history.
Yeah.
Harder than Walter?
And the thing is, you don't know that he's hurt until the end.
Harder than me on a porn set with 3 Blue Chew.
That's hard. All right, at number 3, I have the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. At number 2, hold on, let me finish it, and then you can answer your actual question. At number 2, I have the King, Xavier Woods. And at number 1, I also have the winner of the G1 Climax, Kazuchika Okada.
So is that like 7 rainbow flags at the Tokyo Dome?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. 100%. I don't have the standings updated as I got Joe's picks late. I will put those up in a photo on the Take 3 Wrestling Twitter tomorrow morning. But I can attest to you that Roman Reigns is still number 1.
Yeah. Is it Nikki ASS still on top 3?
Hold on. I don't know. Let's see. She's gonna get 0 points. Yeah, I don't think anyone's bumping her out of the top 3 yet.
Any chance, my boy? Bobby! That's top 20?
He's got to start beating Goldberg if he's going to get into the top 20.
Well, he was at least 27th going into this week, and he didn't get any points. So unless you just start randomly voting for him, I don't think he's going to crack the top 20.
He's the Ernest Christian of fucking wrestlers of week lists.
Maybe he'll cut a good promo one weekend.
That's 2,700. Much. He should wager all of it. Just say.
The Los Angeles Dodgers become the first team in postseason history to have a player hit for 3 home runs in a game and 2 home runs by a different player.
That's pretty cool, actually. Fuck the Dodgers.
My Braves are going to find a way to lose this fucking series.
How about this one, Tim? I made a deal with my friend who's a Braves fan. Red Sox Braves make the World Series. We're going to Game 3 in Atlanta. The Red Sox were up 2-1. The Braves were up 2-0. We've lost the last 2 games in a row, and the Braves are a game away. And finally, Hey, no one wants to hear from you, fucking Jacob DeGrom. Stay over there with your fucking Met fandom. You fuck.
That wasn't me. That was Jim. I didn't do that.
It also.
It's okay. I'm giving the lackey here some slack. You're fine. Fuck you, Jacob DeGrom, laughing on the side. That guy can't stay healthy to save his life. Keep paying Javier Baez $96 million to be a fucking mediocre shortstop.
It's so cute when you guys talk about soccer.
Yeah, it is.
It wouldn't hurt so bad if Atlanta didn't do the same shit last year.
Correct.
I'm a Mets fan. I don't know anything about success in baseball.
Buddy, we know you're a Mets fan. Fuck.
At least I know the name the back of court with Buffalo Bills.
Trubisky or whatever the hell his name is, or
Trubisky.
Fucking Jim, dude. You know that shit down, dude.
Can you name the starting quarterback of the Houston Texans?
Is it the same guy, EJ?
No.
It's probably Tua Tagovailoa and probably next week. The way things are going.
I heard he was getting traded to the Washington football team.
Oh.
I heard it was Watson to Miami, picks to Houston, and the football team was getting to it.
Three-team trade now? Oh, wow.
Yes, that's what I heard. And they were going to ride it out with Davis Mills.
Who? Davis who?
Yeah, Davis Mills or Tyrod Taylor, boys. Let's go.
Tyrod.
No idea who that is.
We're going to suck all the way to the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah. Anyway, fellas, great show tonight. Tim, glad having the show tonight. It's fun.
I had a blast. Thank you so much, guys.
Feel free to plug away all your work you do. You got a lot of work you do.
Oh God, I have so much work I do. I didn't get to do this on 3 Count Thursday, so I get to do it here. At Not the Toolman across all platforms: Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. If you care, I'm on TikTok. I don't TikTok, but you can send me TikToks. I'm really into the noodle stuff. So bones, no bones. Today was a bone. Today was a no bones day, so that was really great.
Never a good day when there's no bones, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know.
Bones.
Yeah, no bones day. But I'm on 3 Count Thursday every Thursday with Big Jim, who's the host with the most. Other than that, I do a couple other podcasts on the side. One is a podcast called Final Wrestling Place. It's with my best friend Marcus, where we take the nouns of professional wrestling, the persons, the places, the things, we send them red points and green points like the TV show The Good Place, and we put them in either the good place or the bad place. In this season, season 20, we are doing Raw guest hosts. So this episode coming up for this week, we are covering, who did we say we were covering? David Otunga and Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh my God.
Guest hosts. And we're doing a power ranking from top to bottom of who is the best guest host from Raw and who is the worst. I also do, as mentioned before, Viewer's Choice on the North-South Connection, where we cover every WWE, AEW, and NXT pay-per-view as it aired. So it's an instant reaction podcast on the North-South Connection. Check those out at Final Place Pod on Twitter, at VC on North-South. And that's it, boys. Thank you so much for having me. I would love to come back anytime, but you guys are killing it over here. I appreciate the time.
Yeah, thank you.
I tried to share something to you on Instagram, or not on Instagram, on the TikTok, but it won't let me send it to you.
You probably have to be friends first.
Jim, I can't get you.
I added him. He'll add me later.
Also, Tim, Mark took care of plugging your shit at the end of this week's show.
I'm sure it was intelligible.
Something along those.
Was that after the 35-minute conversation about the Sea Stars?
I have.
He actually didn't hit that this week, thank God.
Where did you guys find Mark? Mark is an interesting guy.
Mark worked with Ryan and Tim. Did you guys work together? Okay. Yeah, so that Ryan brought Tim and Mark into our lives.
It's such a great chemistry you 5 got there, man. Seriously. It's fucking awesome.
It's good stuff. You can find me, of course, at Big Jim Sports. Tuesday nights, Huddle Up Podcast, usually with EJ and our pal Kyle, and sometimes Matt from 3 Count Thursday joins the fun. So follow that at Huddle Up Podcast on Twitter and Facebook, at 3 Count Thursday, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, 3countthursday.com. Make sure you check it out. Check out our merchandise over at TeePublic and whatamaneuver.net.
What a maneuver.
Thank you, Tim. But really check out the TeePublic store. We have a ton of variety over there. There's sales all the time. It's fantastic stuff. But yeah, 3countthursday.com. Check it out.
All right. Any final thoughts, boys?
No, I got
Shorty.
If you want an Orange Theory membership and you live in Boynton Beach, give me a call.
Good night.
Also, wait, my scene will be on soon on Caruso's Bait Buddies. I'll let you guys know when that debuts. I play a straight guy. It was really entertaining. I got to pretend I didn't want to have sex with the cute twink. It was fun.
And with that note, we will see you next week.
Right on the